It's not only you bringing in a principle suddenly and say this is what need to be done according to that fact. So you don't put first the principle without seeing the fact. Betul tak? Are you all agree with me? Because most of the time the fact will be differ, right? According to the circumstances, right? True or not? Dia akan berbeza lah. Contohnya Nicaragua, US argue I put reservation, but the ICJ say what? Is it they bind with that statement of the US? ICJ say no, you can't put that argument because you against what? Article 2, 4. So it depends how we argue and bringing up the cases here. That's the important thing. So when I say I'm falling back to the idea of municipal, I'm falling back to the idea of international law. If I say it's vertical, if I say it's horizontal, so how does I'm going to prove that it's vertical? How I'm going to prove that it is actually horizontal? Any idea? Faham tak soalan dia? Saya katakan undang-undang municipal ialah saya kata vertical. Contoh yang anda boleh bawa ialah berdasarkan kepada apa?
Doctrine standardization.
Excellent. Tapi anda juga boleh bawa artikel tak? Berdasarkan kepada Perlembagaan Persekutuan Malaysia. Can, right? Because it stated that clearly what? Municipal law that you cannot contradict to your federal constitution, right? Something like what? Article 74, 75 and all that. True or not? Ada tak dia berdasarkan kepada sistem parliamentary yang betul-betul membuat undang-undang? Artikel berapa? Legislative. Artikel 44. Eksekutif artikel berapa yang menyatakan bahawa yang di Pertuan Agong merupakan ketua eksekutif? Artikel 39. So is it judiciary is the one who enforce the system of the judiciary system in Malaysia? Article what?
1 to 1.
So that's all will be your game, you know. Interesting point for you all to have a plus strength point. Because your vertical is very weak. Your vertical is international law. Why it's very weak? Vague. Enforcement. Lack of enforcement. Do we have international police?
No.
No. We only have what? Pasukan apa yang kita ada?
UNSC.
So kita ada UNGA, kita ada UNSC, kita ada SC. SC apabila melakukan kuasa vetonya mengenakan sekatan, adakah dia betul-betul boleh jadi sekatan? 5 kuasa veto kata yes.
It should bind, sir.
Yes, that's the answer. It can be. It must. Maksudnya kuasa veto mempunyai kuasa. Adakah negara itu akan dijadikan sebagai satu negara yang dikenakan sekatan? Jawapan dia lah ya. Tetapi isunya ialah apa? Isunya ialah adakah kelima-lima ini akan sebulat suara? That's the question. So enforcement di sini adalah sangat kurang. Anda kena faham, enforcement dia sangat kurang. Okay, that one last week saya dah banyak berbincang perkara itu. Saya nak pergi kepada the next one. The fundamental principle international law. See that? Why the fundamental is very important also? Mengapa? Because dia sangat berhubung kait dengan kita punya municipal juga kan. Contohnya kedaulatan, sovereignty, non-intervention affairs of states, prohibitions of threat, peaceful settlement disputes, respect for human rights, self-determination of people. Ini semua ialah memang pernah berlaku di dunia. Self-determination pernah tak berlaku? Case law. Ini point penting self-determination. Ramai takkan bagi tahu ni. Case law. Timor-Leste, correct or not? Timor-Leste itu mereka berjaya apa? Menjadi sebuah negara apabila mereka menyatakan akan persetujuan untuk keluar daripada negara mana? Timor-Leste. Indonesia. So they said that according to the referendum which went to the United Nations approved. So they are now a part of ASEAN as a nation. True or not? So adakah bermaksud bahawa ada juga effectiveness yang berlaku dalam international law?
Sir, so sorry sir, coming back. So Timor-Leste is a state lah sir.
Yeah, it's a state, it's a country.
It's a state. It's a mandate. Is it a mandate? Is it a quasi-state? No.
Quasi-state.
Ah,
Quasi-state means is it a state or real state? Is it that's the question?
yeah, correct.
It's a state actually. It's been
It's a
already
state.
recognized.
It's-
Recognized
it-
by PBB, United
Oh,
Nations.
that means they cover the 4 requirements of Montevideo Convention.
They covered the 4 requirement of Montevideo Convention because it's been already recognized by the United Nations.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So it's a member of United Nations. Yeah, they actually they have something called of like a war. The Indonesian government tried to make them like they tried to put the soldier there and make it as a wall to other nations to not interfere with their nation's problem. But isu dia lah negara mana yang menyokong Timor Leste ini? Who menyokong the Timor Leste? Siapa tu? Who sokong them? The country. Australia. Australia ada negara-negara lain juga menyokong kepada kebebasan mereka. That's why mereka berjaya membawa apa? Berjaya membawa what's the word really need to put there? Berjaya membawa apa? Self determination dengan menggunakan apa? Dengan menggunakan apa? Referendum yang membawa kepada they also go for what? They also go for mengundi. Okay, so that's how they become a nation. So it's very important to look into that effectiveness. Adakah bermaksud bahawa memang ada juga keadaan-keadaan yang menyebabkan kita kena ikut kepada kesesuaian masa sekarang? Is it we have to follow with the time frame or the condition or an obligation, apa-apa perkataan grammar yang kita boleh menarikkan dekat sana yang membawakan kepada kita apa? Kepada mesti mengikut kepada international law? Jawapan dia adalah ya. Kerana apa? Satu undang-undang yang telah pun diikuti oleh kita semua secara jus cogent. What is that? Diplomatic embassy, ambassador. Adakah kita kena mengikut kepada kedudukan diplomat ini perlu diberi immunity? Is it they hold such rights not to be trial in the municipal law? Adakah mereka memiliki immunity?
Yes.
Yes. So kita ada sending state, receiving state. Kita ada sending state, receiving state. The receiving state has to protect them, have to send back to their country. So that's another issue on diplomat. So that one become what? Undang-undang itu menjadi apa? Menjadi jus cogent. What is jus cogent? Diikuti oleh kebanyakan negara yang sudah pun ada dalam membership of United Nations. Tapi persoalannya selalu berkaitan dengan effectiveness ialah apa? What is always an issue in effectiveness of United Nations or international law is a law. What is that? Dua peperangan yang masih lagi dalam keadaan tidak mendapat sebarang penyelesaian, terbantut daripada persoalan penyelesaian. Negara-negara itu ialah contoh ialah Palestin, Israel, Ukraine dan
Rusia.
So kalau kita pergi ke tahap sana, adakah kita sudah pun mempersoalkan effectiveness of United Nations maupun the international law is a law? We already soalkan persoalan itu kan. Jika kita pergi kepada persoalan tersebut, adakah kita akan jawab jawapan apa? Is it we going to say it is still a positive moral, or we want to use the opaham, or we want to go on hybrid? What will be the answer? Is it you all want to say 50-50?
Yes, sir. 50-50. It's like not really good, but it's still applicable in certain situation.
Miss Kate told us last week, right? How I want to put this at the end of the day, Mr. Ram. Theoretically, I understood. Practically cannot happen. She asked that question, right? Where is she? She's here. Miss Kate. She's right. So the thing cannot go off from my mind, From last week, I was thinking how to put this, and then and we concluded, right? Kita kata apa? Bahawa memang kita akan lihat jawapan ni dalam bentuk 50-50. That means Memang ada effectiveness dia, tetapi juga ada kelemahan dia berdasarkan kepada isu apa? Isu yang boleh diperdebatkan. Contohnya apa? Politik dunia. So that will be the answer lah. So that will be the answer. So one answer, you all have it ready. Last week I give that as a homework. How many have you done it? Berapa ramai yang sudah buat homework itu? Okay, tak apa. Okay. Next question. Probability. Alah apa anda rasa? The second topic I put there, the chapter 5. Mungkin dia akan tanya apa? Subject of international law. Why subject of international law important here? Mengapa? Why is she going to ask subject? Fall back to the United Nations. Fall back to the United Nations. But United Nations, before you go into United Nations, subject itu sangat luas kan. Subject boleh tak first kita nampak kepada apa? State. Boleh kan? Boleh tak saya kata United Nations juga merupakan international organisation, juga merupakan satu bentuk identity yang sudah pun diberikan apa? Kuasa oleh United Nations untuk mereka menjadi satu apa? Satu atau sebahagian subjek dalam mana? United Nations kan? Correct tak? So adakah bermaksud state? Is it state is really fundamentally is approved to be as what? As a subject? Just now Miss Tana say what? She asked me this good question. What is that? Whether they already recognize, whether they already accepted. So what is the theory of exception? What is the theory of self-recognition? Somebody recognize you. What is the theory?
Declaratory and constitutive, sir.
Okay. So declaratory is more to what?
As long as you confirm the 4 elements of Montevideo Convention, you declare. You don't need to be recognized by other states. Constitutive is to be recognized. You recognize only, they have to operate. So it's more favorable to declaratory rather than constitutive.
Excellent. So that means in now modern days, dalam dunia modern sekarang, kebanyakan negara akan buat apa? Declaration. Bahawa mereka akan kata saya lah sebuah negara. Adakah kita boleh menghalang? Can I say no?
Cannot, sir.
Cannot. So they fall back to one convention called as what? What is a convention? Saying that you must have these 4 criteria, then you become Montevideo Convention. So that Montevideo Convention is the isu berkaitan dengan apa? Adanya satu apa? Adanya satu negara, adanya kerajaan, adanya border, adanya penduduk, adanya berhubungan dengan dunia luar dan sebagainya. Yang ini semua akan menjadikannya sebagai satu negara. Satu ialah dia declare dia sebagai sebuah negara, atau satu ialah dia diiktiraf oleh sebuah negara yang lain. Right? So can you all tell me negara mana yang berjaya mendapatkan pengiktirafan oleh sebuah negara lain dengan cepatnya untuk mereka menjadi United Nations? Who's that? United Nations. Untuk mereka jadi member of United Nations. Which country? Satu dunia kata ini bukan negara, tapi tiba-tiba satu negara kata ini negara. US mengiktiraf siapa?
Taiwan.
Okay, I accept it. Very logical. Israel. That's the answer. So US always supporting the state Israel as a state. True or not? So if you all look into that, bermaksud bahawa adakah Israel ni memang adalah sebuah negara dan dia bukan boleh dikatakan sebagai satu wilayah yang didukungi ataupun diduduki ataupun dijajah oleh tentera. Is it we can say Israel a country? Palestine is a country, Israel is a country. Is it we going to say that? How? They already been there in the United Nations. That means when they become a state, that also advantage for us. Why Israel if become state is advantage for us. they have to follow whatever stated accords to the United Nation. Betul tak? Dia kena ikut apa? UN Charter. Dia kena ikut apa? ICJ. Dia kena ikut apa? ICC. Dia kena ikut apa? UNGA. Dia kena ikut apa? UNSC. Tetapi adakah mereka mengikut semua perkara ini? Tidak. They don't. Why they don't follow all that? What make them to be so powerful to not?
Sebab mereka ada backup daripada US.
So one is, as I said, the effectiveness issue. So that thing, kalau datang dalam sini, anda tak boleh nak elaborate so much on that because dia punya persoalan ialah berkaitan dengan state, berkaitan dengan subjek. Tetapi kalau dia kata berkaitan United Nation, kita kena memberitahu adakah United Nation merupakan subjek kepada international law. Mengapa kita kena bagi tahu United Nation merupakan subjek kepada international law? Kalau United Nation tidak menjadi subjek kepada international law, adakah United Nation boleh berfungsi? Is it United Nation can function as it supposed to be?
Actually, sir, is it because of dia declare as a subject because disebabkan kegagalan Liga Bangsa tu, then they come up with this kind of things. Is it macam tu ke, sir?
Tak, dia macam ni. Dia ada satu case reparation, yang reparation injuries itu berkaitan dia punya agent itu telah pun cedera. So agent dia bila cedera, sekarang dia nak menuntut ganti rugi di ICJ. Tapi persoalannya ialah adakah dia boleh membawa kes ni ke ICJ. So ada sekatan di sana. Kerana pada mulanya siapa yang boleh bawa kes ke ICJ lah siapa?
Negara saja.
Negara saja. So mereka terpaksa menanya satu kedudukan untuk mereka. So mereka meminta apa? Opinion juris kepada siapa? Meminta pandangan kepada ICJ. ICJ kata sebagai satu badan antarabangsa yang kini memiliki function-function yang khas buat negara, khususnya dalam isu berkaitan dengan pendamaian, maka mereka dikira sebagai subjek kepada international law.
So it's starting from that case and also that opinion juris.
Starting from that, it become as a subject.
Oh, sure.
But as Sri said, there is a lot of political lah. But as far as I know, because I got friends working in the United Nations and all that, so they also very scared when they want to send them to a rebellion place. They also very scared because if a guy been asked to go Afghan, if a guy asked to go to Iran, it could happen to the agents of United Nations on mission. These people know. They go means maybe they won't come back. So this is a real story of my friend told me, because he was another person in the United Nations. He told me all this could happen. So one of the way to claim is through what they can get if anything happens to them. They should have a blessed life. But anything happens to them, what they probably get from United Nations, kemungkinan besar ialah wang insurans saja. So ini yang kemungkinan akan diberikan kepada keluarga mereka. Tetapi adakah ia akan mencukupi untuk apa jasa yang mereka buat? Kemungkinan United Nations juga akan membawa tindakan kepada sebuah negara yang sengaja melakukan perkara-perkara seperti apa? Seperti peperangan dan sebagainya. So ini semua adalah dia punya kefahaman. Okay, I think you all understand why they have it. But reparation case said what? It's already become a subject of international law. When we become a subject of international law, maka mereka ada organ kan. So you all cannot forget the organ, Become a subject of international law, it's got organ. So what is the organ? Subject means what? Like individual. Organ means what? Like heart, paru-paru, all that, right? Like kidney, all that. Betul tak? So dia pun ada organ dia. What is the organ for that United Nation? Main organ dia apa?
UNSC.
Excellent. UNSC and also another one. Another one is UNGA. But that day I shared already, right? Saya dah share dengan anda kan, yang dalam kita punya WhatsApp itu ada dia punya organ dia. Dia juga ada pertubuhan selain daripada United Nations itu, dalam dia ada organisasi kan yang melakukan perkara-perkara yang sepatutnya, betul tak? Contohnya apa? Dia juga ada institusi-institusi yang menjaga isu-isu berkaitan dengan negara atau dunia. What is that? Contohnya seperti WHO. Contohnya seperti apa? WWF. So dia ada
Economic
banyak
Security
isu.
Council.
So he got lot of function there. Mereka ada banyak kerana mereka juga meminta apa daripada dunia. Mereka meminta dana, donation. So the biggest donor untuk United Nations lah siapa? Who is the biggest donor for the said United Nations? United Nations, the biggest donor is US. True or not? The same time, WHO also has the biggest donor. Who is now the biggest donor for WHO? If you're still following the latest COVID and all that, sekarang WHO punya biggest donor ialah siapa? If not mistaken, China. Okay, if not mistaken, China. So try to look into all these aspects, because what happened within the organization ialah what happened within the organization also fall back to what? Political circumstances. Disebabkan itu, kita nampak bahawa US sangat-sangat berkuasa dalam isu berkaitan apa sahaja berkaitan dengan United Nations. Saya rasa anda faham. Tapi kita nak bagi tahu itu dalam answer cannot. We only have to say what? What is actually United Nations? What is actually United Nations has within them, the organ? Adakah dia betul-betul berkesan dalam membawa kepada effectiveness of law, of international law? Itu saja kita kena bincangkan. So kegagalan itu berada di tahap mana? SC, Security Council. 5 kuasa veto sentiasa apa? Tidak bersetuju sesama sendiri, menyebabkan mereka tak dapat mengenakan apa? Any sanction towards other countries. Betul tak? Correct or not? That's why the other country are trying to bring in this towards ICC. Which country have brought that? If you all can add value to your answer. Negara mana yang membawa perkara ini ke ICC berkaitan dengan Israel dan juga Palestin? Afrika. So that will open the eye of the examiner. Wow, student is really looking at the development of international. When you all put Afrika berjaya memastikan bahawa adanya satu peraturan atau tindakan boleh diperkenakan ke atas Israel ini melalui ICC, maka adakah mereka memiliki locus? Jawapan dia apa? Afrika ada tak ada locus?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Kerana apa? Kerana salah satu parti dalam isu kancak pergolakan itu ialah siapa? Palestin. Even though Israel is not a party of ICC. Many students always mistaken ICC means automatic. ICC means automatically they can govern everything. Is it automatically can govern everything? ICC can govern everything automatically? Adakah ICC boleh govern automatically everything? Cannot. Only to the party who has signed the treaty, right? Correct or not? But what is the circumstances they took in African punya issue? Adakah mereka kata mereka boleh mengambil tindakan? They say what? They say can, right? Kerana apa? Mereka kata salah satu parti itu adalah sebahagian daripada mana? ICC. Still go back to Israel. Adakah mereka akan menunduk kepada apa? What the word we can say? Menunduk kepada apa? Menunduk kepada kepatuhan. Menunduk kepada kepatuhan atau menunduk kepada perintah yang dikeluarkan oleh mana? Oleh organ-organ United Nations. Adakah mereka akan patuh kepada United Nations? Jawapan dia lah tidak. Okay, no. So that's the problem with the effectiveness. Still, but is it United Nations still function as what? As a important subject of international law? Adakah United Nations masih boleh lihat sebagai satu organisasi yang begitu penting kepada dunia pada masa ini? Yes or not? 50-50. What will be the answer? 50-50? Can I put 50-50? Can I say United Nations playing its role, but it's also subject to what? Subject to subject to subject to what? Subject to political, international political issues. Okay, so you have to modify that word there lah. For me lah, I believe lah. Now after we see this all you all see that answer given by one student. You all can go there now. I think you all await for that, right? The one with the name of Alfred Kuhn. Okay, this is some search on that said internet until I think last week I asked you all to do something right on the article. Go and find about the one Haida and all that, right? Correct? Anyone done that? So far, I think Sri have done, but Sri not managed to get into that seat because she said the portal all is locked. It's a bit difficult to access. So she tried that effort. We need to be said thank you for that effort She tried. Okay. So you all can see this answer. Can open that the Alfred Kuhn answer. You all can see what he have written there. Dia bacakan ini pun senang untuk kita boleh nampak dalam bahasa Melayu tak susah, dia boleh senang untuk translate pun. To determine what is a criteria not a law, what is a criteria of norm will be a law, background outline. So he's putting a nice way of open that means opening dia is talking on grammatically, it sounds so good. So generally the public international law, or also known as the law of nation, is a system of rule and principle that regulate conduct of states international organization. In addition, it also regulates certain conduct of individual but only to very limited extent. The aim of the public international law is to regulate the behavior, rights and duties of subject of international law. It is thus necessary to discuss on the subject of international law, which is significance the capacity of entity under international to possess both right and duties with respect to other entities possessing international legal personality and pursue and be subject to legal remedies on the international plane. So these are legal international words lah. When they use international plane this is very beautiful words been used always in the international law. Anda boleh gunakan the international plane. Okay, so anda boleh kata dalam perundangan antarabangsa lah, correct or not? Historically, international law only concerned with states before the World War. As discussed beforehand, the earlier development of international law can be seen through the gradual separation from natural law, a process spurred by Reformation and the War of Religions, notable the 30 Years' War, which ended with the Peace of Westphalia, 1648. After the religion war, Catholic and Protestant, it came to be idea of separating religions from states. Then there is emerge of modern liberal state or secular states according to Puan Halida. That one you all can highlight. Or secular state according to Puan Halida. You all heard what I said last week. Betul kan? Anda semua dengar yang saya kata bahawa apabila kita memasukkan nama prof-prof ni, bermaksud apa akan berlaku kepada prof-prof ni? What will happen to them? Suddenly, let's say they said Ram. You know, one time I have a tutor, right? Tutoring the class. So one of the student went to the Mr. Gunn. You know Mr. Gunn? Have you heard about Professor Gunn? Admin law, very good, great lecturer. Those days, my time. But this is my student inside the LEAP program lah. So Professor Gunn always say what, Ram, he always say Ram. He won't say Gopal Sri Ram. He say Ram. So from start to end, he is talking about Ram, because admin law mostly case decided by Ram, right? These students looking at other student and saying what, why this professor talking about our Ram sir? So dia orang datang bagi tahu saya tahu. Saya pun cakap itu bukan Ram, itu bukan saya lah, itu Gopal Sri Ram. Faham tak? So saya pun nak ketawa pun tak tahu cakap apa. Correct or not? Same goes here. When you say someone's name, what they feel? automatically, emotionally, psychologically, what will happen to human being? You're
Happy,
quoting.
proud.
Dalam diri saya macam, oh dia boleh rasa, oh profesor tu panggil saya. Faham tak? Dalam hati tu masih ada macam tu kan. Tapi kalau sememangnya orang memberitahu nama seseorang dalam satu quotation, bermaksud bahawa they appreciating her, they appreciating her. So when she read that, wow, my name is here, he quoted me, that means habis lah. That is, he already caught her already. 100%. This person is passed. 100% this person passed, or he got some excellent marks lah, because he quoted the name already there. She will looking at it whether she said or not, and she will so proud of it, and mungkin dia akan bagi A pun. Saya pun rasa macam jawapan ni memang dahsyat sikit lah. If you all look into the answer, it's very precise. He going into every angle, he going into the history, and also dia terang pergi kepada the name of the professor, dan dia orang masuk dalam mana, no longer unified under one church, with that the religions is relevant to the private sphere but not to the public sphere lawmaking process. It is after the emergence of modern state that they developed the idea of state sovereignty. It is upon this juncture the international law began the idea of governing the states. It's also the reason why prior to World War II, international law is only concerned with state, since they have no realized the idea of protecting individual on international plane. It is after the World War II, there are many people got abused by their own states, which lead to the emergence of idea to protect the individuals through international law. From that on, the international law not just developed from only governing states to governing individual, as well as is conferring rights and duties on individuals. How you all see this answer? We have go into that level to say, even in our class we have discussed a lot of things, but the way have we written it, anda rasa macam mana? Bagus tak?
Sir, can I say dia understand the jurist also, sir, because if I saw the answer, I nampak dia faham konsep the natural law, church, everything, the development from the ideology from the jurist, sir. Then they relate to the international law punya development also. This is my opinion lah. I rasa dia sendiri pun faham tentang jurisprudence to itself. Teori-teori tu, sir.
Teori dia memang macam teori-teori banyak, tapi ini memang law, international law is actually teori kan, correct? It's not problematic also. So dia nampak macam kena flowering sikit lah untuk mereka.
Yeah, that's why I rasa dia masukkan sekali, sir. So dia punya understanding tu combine kat situ.
Dia macam vacuum habis-habisan lah. Ini macam dia pergi war lah ini. Saya bagi you semua, you ambil, mana you mau you ambil, macam tu. He is telling that I know this fundamental, this is my answer, this is you want, you accept this in a way that you accept it, I will pass. Dia tulis macam tu. Dia punya the sense I can see how strong he is in this written lah, and some more is English. Look at the English. Since the state is subject to public international law, there are rights and duties were being imposed to the states. For instance, Article 2. See, he's jumping there and here, whacking. He's talking on the refrain of the international relations from the threat to use of force against territorial integrity or political independence of any states. See? So 2.4, he never stopped on no war only, but he is going further. Furthermore, there are also rights conferred to the states by international law, which could be seen from the rights to claim sovereignty. Even though there is absence of treaty in providing that, yet it appears that it is a basic concept reflected in international law. Excellent answer. Because that's what stated in Nicaragua, right? Article 2.4. It is actually become what? Jus cogent. It's already 2.4 become as what? A part of the world already. So, ini betul-betul lah. Okay, so if I read this, and this is what you all have to put, See, he's giving point, This guy really read the article of the Puan Haida, you see. Another one. Beside that, Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also provides that everyone has the rights to life, liberty, security of person. Ini anda boleh guna. Pasti anda akan tanyakan macam mana sekarang saya nak convert ni kepada bahasa Melayu kan, betul tak? Because kita punya kelas kebanyakan kita akan buat dalam bahasa Melayu, right? So I think if you all look at this answer, it will benefiting the person who writing in English. But also in our class, there are numbers of people who are going to write in English. So don't copy paste, don't copy paste. So how are we going to do this in Bahasa? Who want to take the responsibility on translation?
I can try Rasa.
Captain is here. Okay. Okay. So Captain said ready. So because I know Sri very well from those days until now. So I believe her, she can do it. Just send it to me, Sri, after you just do it, and I will look into it.
Can sir.
Saya akan tengok lah, saya akan suruh duduk dan baca semua ni. Pasal saya boleh nampak lah cara dia answer ni memang. What do you all think? Until now, the answer, what do you all think? Okay lah. Macam mana? Power lah.
Too power sampai I pun macam dulu.
Kalau ini pun dia kata tak boleh, tak tahulah dia. Kalau ini pun dia kata tidak, ini bukan international law Japan, okay lah, saya akan serah diri lah. Thank you, bye bye, see you lah untuk dia. Faham tak? Maksudnya memang dia orang sengaja.
I mean, this is very good. It's just that I don't think I'm at that level yet, though. I'm like, no wonder I flunked. So I'm like, okay.
It's look like the answer is too perfect, and he done a lot of work on this. I hope that this person doesn't took it word by word from other issues and other article, but I think the way he write is actually his answer. It's not taken from anywhere. So because he's writing, you see, you all can see, right, the continuation of his writing is there, the chain is there, the flow is there. Apart from that, you all see, I'm reading, apart from that, there is also the notions of state territory as central organizing concept of international law, international legal order, authority. With that, it brings the idea of state sovereignty. In general, there are two dimensions of state sovereignty, namely territorial sovereignty, sovereign equality of states. The territorial sovereignty means that within the territory, states is sovereign. In other words, ChatGPT is not. I don't think so. It's very, very. Sometimes some people put effort, like because they know already. This is my last paper. This is my final paper. It means this final paper for my graduation. I need to do the best. So dia orang sudah fix. Dia orang mati-matian akan buat tau. Kalau Bachelor of Juris memang macam tu lah. Bachelor of Juris punya semangat tu lain sikit. Dia akan mati-matian punya. Untuk last paper, dia punya final paper semua kan, dia akan buat betul-betul. Then dia tengok, dia kata there's no doubt that international law is often based upon. Saya nak pergi kepada mana tau? I want to see his conclusion. I want to look whether his conclusion match with us or how he find it in a different way. Yeah, I want to look into that. That's very important. The fact international law as a law flow from states will the supreme sovereign, thus concern evident from treaties, obliging customs. Okay, let's go to that. Visa is okay, visa can be acceptable, but he need to put something that I feel if he can put that we can add into it Okay, the importance of it will be at the legislator point Okay, whether it is effective or not effective. Okay, technical law, because I say created many General Assembly resolutions. They are technically not law because they have no force of law. You see that? You can use the unga by the word of what? No force of law. Hence, General Assembly resolution may be morally binding. See, it's coming and touching into an excellent word, morally binding. Then you go into what? However, sometimes states may accede a resolution due to political factors. See, I'm talking about the political factors. This is a reason why General Assembly resolutions are not legally binding, because The decision of states to the resolutions may be based on cultural factors, political factors, or anything but not legal factors. So in short, General Assembly which passed resolution year in year out is not regarded as supreme lawmaking authority. Excellent. It is an essential political body, and the resolution passed are principle that not binding, unlike customary international law. See, he's jumping into customary international law. So the customary international law, I said just now, related to what is principle, disclosure, diplomatic rule, and all that, right? Ada boleh nampak kan? That's the thing that he's looking at there. Furthermore, we could also look from perspective of judiciary in order to determine whether international law is a law. Indeed, the domestic legal system compulsory court of general competence, whereas international legal system has no unified system of court where there is absence of characteristic based upon consent of the part of states. So he is talking on issue of just now we talked on what horizontal, vertical. Dia bercakap tentang isu berkaitan vertical, horizontal. Efektif itu berdasarkan kepada keefektifan apa? Mahkamah. Boleh ke tidak? Domestik memang efektif. Kalau international efektif ke tidak? Jawapan dia tidak. Tetapi mengapa dia bawa artikel 36 tu? Mengapa? Apa dia? The International Court that has no jurisdiction as proved in Article 36 of the Statute of International Court of Justice. Nevertheless, there are three methods the court can acquire jurisdiction in contentious proceeding. State refer to the case to the International Court of Justice by way of matter specially provided for the United Nations Charter or specified convention or treaties. This was argued by stated by our three. Whether the treaty can be binding or not. The treaty can be binding. This consent can be given to the court to have jurisdiction relations interpretation to treaty. See, court can interpret the treaty. Do they sign that or not to bind in that say court on the state? Contohnya CDU. Do Malaysia accepted CDU atau tidak? Do we have accepted CDU? Tahu CDU tu apa? Related to what? Discrimination of women right, the treaty yang sign. Betul tak? Pada tak Malaysia telah pun mengambilnya sebagai satu treaty? Jawapan dia lah ya. Adakah bermaksud mereka boleh melakukan sesuatu untuk menindas kepada pihak wanita di Malaysia? Jawapan dia tidak boleh. Sekarang kita nak pergi kepada conclusion dia. As for the branch of executive domestic legal system, see, he opened somewhere historical, but he come back to the idea of comparative. True or not? Come back to the idea of comparative, but the same time in his comparative, he have touched on what effective. Yes. True or not? Nevertheless, so anda boleh nampak yang artikel 42, artikel 30, 39, 41 and all that anda boleh baca. Saya pergi kepada conclusion. In conclusion, the aforementioned discussion had clearly established general international law is unenforceable as a form of law due to its vast distinction between international legal system and the domestic legal system, which could be seen from three main branches of state, namely the legislative, judiciary, and executive. What he said then? Is it more to positive moral, or he's saying that it is unenforceable? That means he's trying to say what? 50-50 or 100% no? What's the idea? No, right? Unenforceable. Un means what? Tidak boleh lah, betul tak? So in conclusion, dia punya idea sudah pun dia jawab daripada structure dia yang kita nampak bahawa memang sukar untuk establishkan international sebagai satu undang-undang. So dia dah kata in conclusion, aforementioned decision clearly established the general international law is unenforceable as a form of law due to its vast distinctions between the international legal system and domestic legal system, which would be seen. So dia masih lagi pergi kepada apa? Tiga organ dia. Tiga organ ni kita ialah municipal law. Dia sangat kuat berbanding dengan international law. How it will be your answer? 50-50, 100%, or after read this, you all follow this? Your mind now at which stage? After read this answer. 50-50, 100% no, 100% yes. I think 100% yes, you all will not come. Whether 50-50 or 100% no.
I would say 50-50 still. But
Still,
still 50-50. But then the argument I would added those information that our friend have added, I guess. So I guess there is a statement saying that it is still yes, but not so much, I would say, because there is still a leeway of to argue though. This is just my opinion, but what do you think? Would it be okay? I do need to just say 100% yes.
but you are having a stand now compared to like 2-3 weeks ago. That most of the time, Miss Kate, you will agree with me. You are saying, I'm not so sure, but now you are coming to a firm answer. You are taking a decision, right? To say you are now at 50-50, true or not? So based on that understanding, I feel that you are on correct path. It means that's your answer. That's your answer because he never put here issue related to what self-determination is not there. He never come with the peacekeeping answers is not there. He never do, and most probably his answer also vague on the things that United Nations masih boleh kata bahawa mereka ada kuasa atau subjek kepada international law yang mana diiktiraf oleh ICJ reparation case. Tak nampak adakah ini terjadi kepada Malaysia dalam isu berkaitan dengan undang-undang antarabangsa. Kita punya strength ialah kita punya undang-undang antarabangsa yang kita pernah menang dalam kes mana? Pulau Sipadan, Pulau Lintigan ada di sana. True or not? So tapi kalau kita tulis semua ini, kita akan habis masa. Kerana saya rasa untuk tulis perkara ini pun sudah pun akan ambil masa yang sangat lama. I see this answer also. It is not easy answer to be written in just 40 or 1 hour. Right?
It's outside of exam.
Exam, you're going to copy paste on online. I agreed. But how about you're going to add your information? So now is the time to do that because you got a solid answer. You got a solid answer. But this solid answer need to be modified a bit because it's already what? Read by the professor. And I don't think so she will forget this answer. Because her name is there. Saya rasa dia takkan lupa punya answer ni.
So in this answer also didn't mention like juris like you said. So we can add on, right?
You can change, you can play with your idea because you all now with knowledge. You all know what is.
We just take some info from here and adapt with our own way.
You guys are with knowledge now. This team with knowledge. I think you all agreed, right? Compared to the first day you came in, that you all very, like kertas putih. Like anda nampak, tapi macam tak nampak. Tapi sekarang anda boleh nampak kerana anda sudah buat banyak revision berkaitan dua soalan saja yang kita fokus daripada mula. Apa tu? Whether international law is a law, whether United Nations the subject of the international law has really carry the role of itself as a United Nation. Adakah dia memang membawa dirinya sebagai United Nation? Kepribadian itu ada ke tidak? Dua ini sudah ada dalam tangan. Satu lagi yang saya sebutkan yang kita kena buat. So jawapan ni kalau anda modify dia akan jadi satu rangka untuk anda. That means untunglah we already got one answer. This will be the question. Another thing she going to do is she going to put something like Russia, Ukraine or Palestine, Israel. She going to put some pernyataan di sana dan she going to say, is it from here? Anda kena bagi tahu adakah dia ada kefungsian dia. She going to ask like that. What she can ask? Tell me. Article 38 she can ask. True or not? Furthermore, what she going to ask? Did she went through everything already in her syllabus? Whether she went up to the jurisdiction, whether she went up to what jurisdiction, territory, did she went up to the, whether she went for recognition? Ada tak anda ada buat penyelidikan? Siapa ada buat selidik ni? Berisikan sedikit berkaitan dengan apa yang diorang sudah ajar. Anyone? Anything that you get from them? The people who really trusting the CUM. Ada ada ke? Ada. Tapi kita kena juga faham Is Miss Tana, you got any info from there?
No, sir. No, I don't have. But I know that they covered up to chapter 6 jurisdiction. We have covered up to chapter 6 jurisdiction.
They went to section chapter 6.
Jurisdiction.
So did they say anything that they will test on related to what?
No, sir. No, she never said a word. She said everything will come out. Don't know what will come out. Don't be selective in studying. That's all she said.
Man, dangerous lah.
Sir, sorry, sir. Coming back to this, how many minutes?
Answer.
Sir, never mind. The call is going to end soon. I will ask you after this call ends. It's going to
Okay,
end.
I will get into. Let's get into the ARW. I will put another link. Let's join the ARW. Jumpa balik. They have given us something that we can follow as a structure. So it's a blast lah for me. Okay, adanya satu rangka yang cukup menarik. Ada banyak lagi ya yang saya boleh masukkan. Do you all want or not that answer all? Should I put it? Do you all think okay for you all to accept it and modify it, not copy and paste? Do you all do? Can only for this team not sharing out there here and there. No. Okay, only for this team only. Kita saja. Boleh kan? Not so stingy or what. Sometimes you all see lah, you all putting your time and all that. So harap you all, okay. So cikgu ada beberapa soalan yang cikgu boleh bagi. Dia ada banyak tau. Tapi cikgu kena pilih lah. Cikgu tak boleh nak bagi semua. Kalau dia tak kena mengena macam mana? Faham tak? Okay. Tengok satu lagi soalan. Tengok kalau dia kena mengena tak? Ada tak? Okay, let me look into another question. Wow. You all so lucky lah. This class so lucky. Okay, let me put. What another question can come? You all think? Besides these two questions, what other question can come out?
Customary law, sir?
Excellent. Customary can come out.
Sumber.
Sumber lah.
Sumber boleh keluar. So
Is customary law a law?
customary law is a sources of law. So they put us 38(1). So now given another answer. Open that said answer. Article 38(1) of Statute of International Court of Justice usually accepted that constituting a list of sources of international law. Some writers have criticized is on the ground that it does not list all the sources of international law, or that it includes things which are not genuine sources. Discuss. So the answer is simple lah. That is more like a copy-paste answer. But many people left this answer without looking into the proper, like 3T means what you have to put there. Detailing of the answer. Itu yang kena ada. So ini anda boleh nampak. Oh, dahsyat tu. Oh, ini semua memang dahsyat. Dia pergi detail tu. But these questions are more related to the sources in the name of sources, identification of sources, because he says Article 38(1) of Statute of International Court of Justice usually accepted as constituting a list of sources. That means they're putting as a list. So you all must read the question properly. It is not only asking of adakah Artikel 38 itu merupakan sumber undang-undang yang boleh digunakan oleh seorang peguam international law. Dia tak tanya macam tu. Faham tak? Yang saya selalu kata apa? Bila anda masukkan answer, anda jangan gunakan international punya letakkan treaty, letakkan customary. Saya ada katakan, masih ingat tak? Itu untuk soalan lain. Okay, itu soalan untuk bagaimana cara menggunakan sources. Tapi ini soalan dia lebih lain. Soalan ini dia kepada listing. Dia kata the stated International Court of Justice usually accepted constituting a list of sources of international law. See, list of sources of international law. Some writers have criticized on the ground it does not list all the sources of international law. So dia ada listing dia. So that means you all can break the outline. Treaty, customary, you all can go like that. But let's say it's a question that Article 38 sources of international law discuss. Probably you all can discuss the cases, but when you all say the cases, don't conclude the cases is only for customary, it's only for treaty. Kerana kadang-kala cases itu juga boleh ada isu berkaitan dengan perkara-perkara lain. Faham tak? You all got it or not? So isu-isu tu anda kena lihat. You all got it? You understand? Before this saya pernah mengajar macam mana kita nak lihat kepada sumber itu. You all got the idea. Can imagine that if let's say a question say how as an international lawyer would you use the say Article 38? So you can talk on the treaty, can talk on the customary, true or not? Sometimes when you talk on the treaty, it's also related to customary. That's how you put it lah. This is all you need to answer. Anda kena jawab. So when anda jawab, anda hantar pada saya akan tengok adakah jawapan dia relevan ke tidak, saya boleh terima. Okay. Some student will go on treaty, customary, then you need to underline where is the treaty, where is customary, then can be acceptable. Tapi the method must be there. Okay. So ini pun ada satu jawapan. You all can see the jawapan. What she put conclusion, ada conclusion ke? Ini macam nota saja. Conclusion tak ada. Dia hanya buat listing saja. Whether or not 30 exhaustive, whether or not the sources of Article 38 is considered not genuine. This is only outline. It's just outline. It means it doesn't say on the issue as aspect kepada intro kita kena ada, aspect kepada conclusion kita kena ada. Dia hanya bagi outline saja. Outline semua dia dalam bentuk nota. Tapi okey lah, anda boleh jadikan dia juga dalam bentuk jawapan. Tapi anda kena ada satu intro, anda kena ada satu apa? Satu conclusion. What is the intro you all can put? Basically, you all take something from that pernyataan di atas lah. That statement saying that Article 38(1), just put the statement there lah. Whether it is what? The discussion on the Article 38(1). And then you all can bring into the discussion of whether it's exhaustive or whether it is also related to other sources of international law. So you all can talk about it lah. Got it or not? You understand not? What's the meaning of they said whether there are other sources of 38(1) is considered not genuine? What type of idea that you all think it's not genuine there? Anything that you all think it's not so genuine in Article 38(1)? Can give any idea? Beside customary, beside treaty, anything that you all feel it is not so genuine, what is that? Boleh bagi jawapan. Is it I can say juris punya opinion dia tidak mengikat? Can I say that court punya decision tak mengikat berdasarkan kepada fakta-fakta satu keadaan kes, mungkin dia boleh berlainan judgement dia? Betul tak? Kerana apa? Satu ialah sumber formal, satu ialah sumber material. Sumber material mengikat tak?
No, sir.
No, excellent. That's the answer. Tetapi dengan menggunakan perkataan not genuine, I don't think it should to say that or labeling it as not genuine lah. It could be also taken into a consideration as what? Give me an idea. If I want to take juris punya idea, if I want to take the court punya idea, can I accept it? That also a sources of law in international law. Can or cannot? If I say can, why?
As a sources because it's stated in 38(1)(d), right?
1C and 1D, and therefore it also can be adopted as opinio juris. Correct or not?
Yeah.
It means like in domestic law we say what? Obiter dictum. Opinio juris is like a obiter dictum, correct or not? Dia boleh dianggap sebagai satu panduan, betul tak? Correct or not?
Ya, serujukan is it, sir?
Ya, satu rujukan. Kerana keputusan court itu prinsip dia akan diorang create. Can you give me a proper, pernah tak anda semua baca, saya rasa anda semua dah tahu kan berkaitan dengan territory kan? Adakah territory itu boleh dicapai melalui apa? Effective control? Can or cannot?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So any judgment related to effective control, can that accepted as also precedent international law? Can. So how can we say it is not a genuine law, genuine sources?
It means that it's just precedent, but it doesn't mean it's bind, right, sir? It's just a reference for that.
Correct. That's the answer. So we cannot say the 38.1 will become a false statement or become not genuine. Then it's not used to put into the charter. Charter pula. International Court of Justice, ISCJ. That one important, SICJ. Cannot see charter habis nanti. SICJ 38.1.
Sir,
Yes.
so can I say that the question that that's how we discussed, the answer is very limited to treaty. By right, it should be discussing all other 4 items lah. Treaty is one of it. Custom, principles, judicial decision, everything must be spoken, right?
Yeah, correct. So there it's very limited. They only put in treaty and customary only. So they never go detail on the juries, on the court judgment 38.1c, 38.1d. That one we have to include, and we have to compare by saying that all these also could be a proper law or sources that we can use, especially on Article 38.1c and d. It can be opinio juris. It means it's just a material law. It's not a formal law like the state treaty and customary. So we can compare yang mana formal, yang mana material.
Sir,
Yes.
if let's say the question is about sumber undang-undang antarabangsa yang I share to you last time kan, bila dia sebut bincangkan juga ujian kesahan sesuatu sumber undang-undang antarabangsa yang anda guna pakaikan. What is mean by ujian kesahan tu?
Testing tu. Yang berkaitan dengan customary kan dia ada 2 kan. Satu must be what, opini juris, dan satu lagi apa? Dia ada subjektif dan objektif test kan, betul tak? So itu adalah dia punya test lah yang kita kena kata. Itu adalah ujian dia. That is a test to say whether it is a law or not. Itu ialah berkaitan dengan customary. Kalau treaty, adakah when you sign the treaty, is it that treaty bind you automatically or not?
So it must stick to the consent yang you cakap tadi tu lah.
It must go back to your domestic law. It must be ratified and must be made as a statute according to that said according to the said domestic law of that said country. Then it will be effective, correct or not? So bila dia kata kesahan itu, then kita kena bagi.
But that one is ujian kesahan untuk
treaty. Sri tak dapat dengar.
sorry sir, tadi dia line dia.
So it depend how you look into it. Macam mana kita lihat kepada kesahan. So itu semua ialah jawapan bagi dan said kesahan lah. Correct.
Untuk treaty tadi apa sir? Can you repeat? Sorry.
The effectiveness, the treaty one is how you bring it to your domestic law. It means.
So is the test is we need to talk about the it's effective to domestic macam tu.
Kita boleh kata lah 1 line 2 line lah, tak perlu nak bawa semua dan bagi tahu lah. Macam contohnya Malaysia kan, dia kena apa, transformation right tu.
So you use the doctrine lah sir. Either
use the
doctrine. Okay.
But don't say a lot lah. Then they will say, oh no, this one is going into other chapter. No need to just say in 1 line 2 line.
Only treaty we must use that doctrine lah sir. Transformation doctrine.
Transformation. Just say
and then
in 1
we just put the legislator has to translate into our law. Then it comes implemented in our country to, so that's it, that kind of.
That's statement enough.
Okay.
Then customary just go on the subjective objective test. Then if you can bring in the jus cogent, then bring in the jus cogent. By saying that one contoh is enough, diplomatic law. Cut, short. Don't let them or don't make them to think that you probably know or probably don't know, or don't give them room to think that. You all have to play psychology. This is third year. Third year is not like a first year or second year. Third year is more to what? Psychological.
Actually, the idea was dia cuba, the question that I share to you is actually dia cuba comparekan the ujian, that's one, dengan resolusi tu. So the resolution is not a point punya. So kita kena masukkan jugalah kan, sir?
Ya, kita kena masukkan juga. Kalau berkaitan dengan effectiveness itu, kalau itu soalan dia, itulah kita kena bagi tahu. Kalau dia hanya bagi tahu yang general arm saja, tak perlulah. Tapi kita boleh faham daripada soalan itu. Let's say they put a question, how you all look into the effectiveness of the said law, then you all look into it lah. Got it? This depends on the question, because now we don't have the question right. The question is just whether it's genuine or not genuine only. True or not? It's similarity to that kind of question that you're asking now. But probably when we write that, then we can have the structure properly. We have to sit and write. Now it's only outlined there. Can you also do this question? You all have to do 3 questions. What is that? One is the United Nations. Second is what? Whether the law, international law is a law. Third is what? Article 38. Ada 3 soalan yang anda kena buat. Kalau anda buat 3 soalan ini, then should be fine lah. Then you all will be doing great lah. Bagi saya lah. So 3 soalan itu sangat-sangat penting. Okay, all got it? You all understand? 3 soalan. 3 soalan je. So if you all can do the 3 soalan dengan baik, that means you all can go through the said law. 3 soalan saja. You all have to do 3 soalan saja. Okay, tapi like Miss Tana said just now, he also went to the level of jurisdiction. So I don't worry also, because I done my territory, I also done my municipal, and also international law recognition. I've done all that, right? True or not? You all still remember or not? The chapter yang saya sudah buat. I already went to the state recognition, right? And also I already spoke on that kepribadian, all that, right? True or not? So I not yet went into this bidang kuasa. Only I didn't cover yet. The rest of it I done. So next week I will go after these 3 chapter ni kan. Saya akan pergi lagi isu berkaitan dengan municipal law, dengan international law, and saya akan pergi dalam recognition. Okay, saya akan pergi dalam kepribadian, recognition. Okay, saya akan pergi dalam isu ini, kepribadian dan juga pengiktirafan. Municipal law dengan international law yang isu berkaitan dengan transformation and incorporation tu mungkin saya akan bincangkan lah. So, mungkin ada lagi 3 bab yang saya akan bincangkan. Okay, jurisdiction, kalau anda nak buat jurisdiction, dia akan jadi problematic question lah. Tapi kita nak confirmation sebetul-betulnya daripada sana lah. Leap. Anyone can do that work. Try to get some information. Adakah dia akan bagi tahu? Kalau dia tak bagi tahu, macam mana ni? Kita akan cubalah, kita akan cuba perkara ini. But next week we have another 2 weeks more time, is it? How many weeks we have? Is it 3 weeks from now? Anyone keep up with the date and time? How many days to go?
I tak ingat, tapi our exam is on 19, so lagi 18 hari lah, sir.
So 18 hari. So 2 weeks time. Okay. No worries. Kalau ada apa tambahan, kita akan buat kelas tambahan for international. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
Any more further question? Tak ada. Tolong baca dulu. Tolong buat jawapan anda dulu. Sedia. Okay. That's all. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.